everybody. Hope you're having a good Friday as the sun tries to break through some pretty heavy-duty clouds out here. It's nice to feel it. We are in those last few weeks of session now, as the session days in which the full legislature is sitting as a body are starting to increase. We have 2 this week, 3 next week, and probably pretty full weeks after that. So I'm actually not in Hartford today. It's the first day this week I haven't been, so it's nice to be back home running around. I thought I'd give you a little flavor. When we're in session with the frequency in which we are now, it means the Capitol is now buzzing, and the legislative office building, where a lot of offices, most legislators have their offices. And so as we're moving, sitting in the, voting in the chamber, and there's lots of groups in and out of, having, sometimes having press conferences, sometimes just having sort of general meet and greets, in and out of the Capitol. Lots of interaction with people who are advocating for certain things, some things for this year, some things for the future. So this week we had, UConn men's basketball team came to visit us. So some very tall young men, followed by the next day we had some very tiny little puppies from the Connecticut Humane Society that came to visit us, and that both of those draw as many people as there are in the Capitol. And it's fun, and it draws awareness for certainly when the UConn men basketball players are in town, it gives UConn the opportunity to advocate for its needs. And the Humane Society is advocating for care for animals and shelters and things like that. So, people are using whatever levers they can. We also had a visit from 4-H, which was great, advocating for agricultural education and funding. We had Mothers Against Drunk Driving was in to talk about lowering alcohol levels, having a lower level of blood alcohol level get a fine, and so make our roads safer for both other drivers and pedestrians. Lots of healthcare professionals, nurses, both from the Northwest corner and from across the state, in advocating for a variety of things, including a bill that I'll highlight in a minute. And so that's all going on, lots of busyness, and it's ways to sort of meet with people a little bit more casually. And so the place is packed. It feels always, the last few weeks, it feels like things are humming. So I wanted to highlight people about. One is concerning the recommendations from the Invasive Plants Council. I have a lot of people in the district who work on trying to eliminate invasives from our landscape around here, and we added a few plants to that list. Of course, it's passed in the House, so now it has to go to the Senate. We also passed an act adopting the Nurse Licensure Compact, which basically allows Connecticut to join a compact that includes, I believe, over 40 other states in the country, which allows nurses to work, if they're licensed in one place, to get easier licensing in Connecticut as well. And at a time when we are really suffering from a shortage of healthcare workers and nurses in particular, I think that was a really good step forward. So I hope that will get taken up in the Senate pretty soon. What's happening another thing that's happening, if you are following a particular bill at this stage in the game, it may seem like it's, maybe it passed unanimously in a committee and then disappears. And one of the things that can happen sometimes when a bill disappears, it doesn't mean that it didn't pass. Sometimes it gets tossed into another bill. So because it's a short session and we don't have very much time, we are taking the bills that we still have left in finance, which again, this year are the years that really don't have fiscal revenue impact, but they affect policy. And we're putting them together into one bill. In our case, it won't be a huge bill, but there may be other bills that combine a variety of bills so that they can pass more quickly and get taken up by both the House and Senate and give them a better chance of passage. So I'll try to keep you, I have a bill in particular, a homestead bill, which I've talked about with several groups in and around, which basically would give municipalities the option of creating a property tax deduction for homes, for people whose that is their your primary residence. So full-time residents in the area would be eligible for a tax cut if the municipality decided to do that. It's a completely local option, and so that may end up getting combined with other bills. So it can be a little bit hard to track. We try to put out some information at the end of session that helps you figure out what happened to that bill, but stay tuned on that. And Monday is both Passover and Earth Day, and maybe you get to celebrate both. I hope so. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.